I'm Ryan Treadaway, and these are 5 accessories I've been enjoying in my own workouts as of late. First, we have the YinYangs from Kensui. They are parallettes. I've basically just been using them as push-up bars, and I've been using these quite a bit lately because of my torn labrum. I'm pretty limited on the exercises that I can do, and push-ups is one exercise that I actually can do comfortably because it's a closed chain exercise, aka my arms are attached to the floor. I can really play around with the width and the angle of my arms and find that perfect spot to where my shoulder feels comfortable and safe and stable. But the only problem is my wrists do not like push-ups. If I'm in the traditional push-up stance, after a few sessions back to back of doing push-ups, my wrists will get pretty cranky, and that's where the YinYangs come into play because they do 2 things. The main thing, they keep the wrist in a neutral position when I'm doing push-ups. And then the second thing, as a bonus, they give a couple of extra inches of range of motion so that when you're in that bottom stretched portion of the rep, you get even just a little bit more of a stretch at the bottom. And the design is actually really cool and kind of nods to the name YinYang. So they attach together and then they slide into place, and then there's a magnet on the post and a magnet on the handle on each side, and that keeps them locked into place. So you just put them together, and then you can toss them in a bag, take them with you wherever you want to go if you want to do your crazy gymnastics stuff outside, or if you work out at a commercial gym and they don't have push-up handles, toss this in your gym bag. And then there's an XL version as well, which I have not used as much because I cannot do the crazy gymnastic stuff that you would typically do on parallettes. I basically, like I said, just use them as push-up handles, but there's an XL option as well. And as a quick disclaimer, Kensui did send me these for review, and most of the things in this video were sent to me for review at some point or another. And that does bring up a couple of quick notes. There will be links for all of these products down in the description, and full disclosure, it does help the channel if you use those links. And if you want to work with me and my team to achieve your body transformation goals, the link for that will be down in the description as well. Last note, this list is not in order. This is literally the order that I'm picking these things up off the ground, and are just things that I have been enjoying recently. That is the whole criteria. Next up, we have Uclips. This is one of those products where it's one small, simple accessory, but it just does so much stuff for the tiny footprint that it has here. The first thing that comes to mind is using it as a landmine setup attachment point for handles. So you can put your barbell into the little groove there, and then you have your little D-rings with your clamps on it, and then you can hook up whatever cable handle that you want to your landmine setup. That's the first thing that pops into mind. And then they also, in addition to having the groove here, they put a hole in this direction so that you could slot this on the end of a barbell, which opens up a lot of possibilities as well. There's really creative things I've seen people online do with these, to where you put a safety bar through here and then you attach it to the end of the barbell, and then you put a clamp on there, and then you have a fixed pivot point. And I've seen people doing stuff like donkey calf raises with these. If you are on a budget and you have a dumbbell only home gym and you want to add a barbell, but you don't have the budget to buy a bunch of plates yet, well, you can buy just the barbell, and then you can put your dumbbells in the groove here. This will hold dumbbells, and then you slide it on each end of the barbell, and then you can use your dumbbells as your added weight for your barbell until you can afford to buy plates. And so these made it onto the list just for the sheer amount of versatility, and really your imagination is the limit when it comes to these things. These are pretty cool. And next up, we have a product that I literally just unboxed today, but I'm already pretty impressed with it though. It's the Solo Tib Bar from the TIB Bar Guy. It is a Tib Curl Bar, a single leg Tib Curl Bar, which I think is interesting in a couple of ways. One, it is easier to get set up for, especially if you're going heavy, than a 2-footed tib bar, because if you have a lot of weight on there, you have to hang your feet off the bench with a full-on tib bar and try to get the weight on the end of your feet, so it can kind of be a little bit weird. Whereas this, you can put the weight on standing up, and then you can just sit down on the bench and hang your leg off the end of the bench. So that's pretty cool. And also there's more of a stability component when it comes to a single foot versus both foot, which can have implications for making sure that your ankle is strengthened and also stable. And another thing that's really cool about this is if you don't have weight plates, but you have dumbbells, you're still covered here because they have this really cool adapter that I didn't even know that this came with. But if you slide this on here, which you wouldn't normally have the plate on, but if you slide this on here and you tighten that down, you can put a dumbbell handle right here and then clamp that down and then use your dumbbell as your resistance when you're doing your tib curls. And another thing that's pretty cool about this being a single foot that attaches firmly to your foot with these two straps rather than it being a two-footed design is that you can also do other exercises like standing hamstring curls. You could do leg extensions, and again, your imagination is the limit once you attach some weight to your feet. I've made previous videos about the monkey feet, which shows how extremely versatile of a piece of equipment that is, and all the same things that were said about that would apply to here, really, and some, because this has the option to put plates or dumbbells, whereas the monkey feet, you're only able to put dumbbells. Number 4 on the list, we have the Kensui EZ Neck. And this does pretty much what it says it does. It allows you to more easily train your neck and more comfortably train your neck. It gives you a couple of options that you don't have otherwise, or at least not easily, and makes your standard plate neck curls and neck extensions more comfortable because of the thick pad that it has on it. So you can hold this on your forehead and you can do your lying neck curls. You can put it on the back of your head and then do your neck extensions, or you can lay sideways and put it on your neck, and then you can do your neck curls laterally to both sides. And it just adds an extra layer of dimension to your neck training and also adds an extra layer of comfort to your neck training. And because this is social media and it needs to be a round number for the title, I needed to add a number 5, but I only had 4 new things that I've been using a lot lately. So I figured I'm gonna talk about something that I have already talked about before, but have been recently enjoying again after it kind of took a back seat for a little while, which is the Kensui EZ Vest Max. I absolutely love this vest. I think that honestly, it's my favorite vest on the market, and in my personal opinion, one of, if not the best on the market, because it uses traditional Olympic weight plates as the weight rather than having proprietary plates or things like that, which allows you to go a lot heavier than most weight vests will go because they'll be a set weight. It'll be, a 50-pound vest and then you can't go any heavier, or an 80-pound vest and you can't go any heavier. Whereas with this, you can go with as much weight as will fit on the weight sleeves. And then there's even a bunch of adapters that you can use. They have a chain adapter to where you can hang chains on it. And then there's an extended weight sleeve so you can put even more plates on there. Or if you're using bumper plate and then you need that extra room just to be able to put plates on there. And then I don't have either of those, but I do have the short compact version as well that you can only put 1 plate on so that you can more easily do certain exercises where this would be a limiting factor for the range of motion. But this is something that I use extensively, and I have used it in conjunction with the YinYangs that I talked about earlier so that I could do weighted push-ups. And I even have the original version that I never got rid of. I don't always keep everything that I review, but I do still have the original EZ Vest Max just in case my brother is over to work out or someone is working out with me here at the home gym. I have a spare vest that I kept as well. Let me know your favorite accessory right now down in the comments below. As always, God bless you and your family, and we'll see you next week. And these are 5 accessories I've been enjoying. Next up is a package. This is one of those things where it's there's a long,